Good morning, everyone. This is Danny from Mysterious Things Tarot, and I'm here to talk about what's gone on last week, what's going to be happening next week, and all the things in between. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are not new to my channel, welcome back. So the first thing we want to talk about today, I'm going to get right into it. Might as well. We've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to get into this right here, and it says the U.S. fiscal year ends September 30th. Congress must pass 12 appropriation bills or a continuing resolution to fund the government. As the deadline nears, the Senate rejected a stopgap funding bill that would have extended current spending through November 21st. Democrats objected, wanting more health care funding, and they want Medicaid reinstated. So the question is, will the U.S. government shut down on September 30th? Let's see what Donald Trump thinks about it.
We'll continue to talk to the Democrats, but I think you could very well end up with a closed country for a period of time.
So he's not really optimistic about it. I think he knows that they have 253 votes and they need 8 more. They need 8 Democrats to cross over and vote with them. And I can see Fetterman crossing over. And I can see, maybe getting 1 or 2, but getting 8 is going to be really difficult unless they make some severe concessions. But let's see what the cards have to say about that. Okay. Using my Wizards deck today for this question anyway. Will the U.S. government shut down? I'm working on getting my camera set up so that you can see the cards as I pull them. Well, let me take him off. There we go. No surprise here. This is the Tower. And of course, our emotions are high around this. A lot of name calling going on, but there is work being done in the background. We have the Lovers here, so they are working on it. We also have Death here. They're working on it, but there's doesn't look like there's a. They're at loggerheads. There really are. Nobody's giving an inch on this right now. So really got a lot of anxiety and turmoil going on. On the other hand, we have the Ten of Wands, which is something new in the offing, maybe a new offer or something like that. And we also have Justice. So maybe the Democrats will get something that they want. They may not get everything that they want. And will they avert a shutdown? It looks like they will. It might be temporary, but they might do a continuing resolution till the end of the year or something. But I don't see. Let me see if I can pull a couple more clarifying cards on that. What can you say? This is our government. It's kind of been, it seems like every year, we go through this every spring, every fall. We're going to pass the budget. Yeah, the emotions are very high. We've got the King of Cups. That's a super emotional card. We have the Four of Swords, and they're getting hit in all directions. Everybody's got their feet planted in the ground, and they think their way is the right way. And then we also have the Fool. So, yeah. I don't think everybody's going to get what they want. I don't see anybody backing down right now, at least not this week. So they have a while to the end of the month, but I don't think there's going to be any backing down this week. We'll check in again next week and see how that goes, okay? So the next question that I have, let me see if I can read this for you. Okay, the U.S. strikes on the alleged drug smuggling vessels in the Venezuela Caribbean. The U.S. has carried out multiple deadly strikes on September 2nd, on September 15th, on September 19th, on vessels that are supposed to have drugs on them. I don't know how I can tell. There's no indication that they that they checked out these vehicles. Nobody boarded these vehicles. They're just bombing them right out of the water. So, and then saying they had drugs on them. I don't believe this government. The U.S. also, though, has increased naval deployment down there. Warships, Marines, destroyers, submarines. And they say it's to stop the drug trafficking routes. Now, what I've also found was that, let's see if I have a thing here. It says, and yet here we are. The United States is now complicit in 17 known deaths in international waters on the Venezuelan boats. Why? To start a war with Venezuela, to get their oil, and to tilt the global energy trade. Venezuela exports more than 90% of its crude to China. Controlling that flow means leverage not just over Caracas, but over Beijing. And that's the quiet game being played. And it's why Washington is pushing other countries to double down on oil-based cars and fossil energy instead of transitioning away. 17 lives have already been erased to set the stage for this power grab. How many more will be taken before the world admits this isn't about democracy or drugs or freedom? It's about oil and control. Wow. So, very interesting. So, as part of this anti-drug trafficking escalation, the U.S. deployed Marine submarines, says to counter the narco-terrorist organizations and stop the illicit flow of drugs. Venezuela has responded negatively, of course, because we're bombing their boats out in the international waters. And I don't know why. I'm not up on the international rules. And and I'm not sure, but morally it's wrong. So I don't know what legal things can be done, but I do know. But what do we want to? Let's just find out what we want to know from this. This is pretty disgusting. From purely a law enforcement thing to active military action. So, there might be some risks associated with this. I'm going with another deck now, which is my maps deck. Let's see right here. Yeah. What do you think, guys? I mean, things getting crazier and crazier everywhere we look. There's something going on. It's like your head has to be on a swivel. I don't know. But here's my advice to you. Let me swivel. Let me dig into this. You go about your day, take a breath. Don't get all bogged down. Come back when you can, when you feel emotionally stable enough to handle all this stuff. Otherwise, just keep the TV turned off. Don't believe everything that the news people are telling you either, because your local broadcast stations are, I can't remember the percentage of them. 80% of them are owned by Sinclair News, and they are an arm of the Trump, or at least the right-wing machine, and they all have the same agenda. So, all right, here we go. Okay, so we have the sacred pool. I'm assuming that sacred pool is the Caribbean. We've got some movement in that area. So, yeah, there's a lot of things going on right now down there. They're being careful. They are not, they're positioning so Venezuela feels the threat, but they're not, the military is not taking any overt actions other than those eliminating of those boats, and those are like warning shots. Okay, here's another one. Here's another one. We're out here. Pretty soon, I'm getting the feeling that Trump is going to go to Venezuela and make some kind of proposition like, you give me all your oil for your protection. Okay, it's like a protection racket. Yeah, it's wide open right now. That there's going to be a spark that leads to further action and some cleaning of the house. So expect something in the next few weeks that is going to spark some tension in Venezuela. Yeah, I think it's coming faster than we think. We have a magic prayer. Magic prayer. So he doesn't know that this is going to work, but he is, he gets into his mind, and someone else gets into his mind, that this is how this extortion business is going to work. And it's worked for him with other countries, with corporations. So why wouldn't it act now? It's a one-ring circus. That's exactly what it is. A one-ring circus. Okay. Yeah. So we know what he's doing. We know he's a con man. We know what is happening. now with Venezuela, and we know why. So, crazy stuff, this world. Okay, I have another story. You've probably all seen what's in already, but it just back in the spring, I did a piece on Tom Homan and how nasty he was. And come to find out, he's been investigated for accepting $50,000 from undercover FBI agents. Trump's DOJ shut down the investigation. This guy is a nasty piece of work, and I've said so from the beginning. So what happened is, if you haven't heard about it, he was, in 2024, he accepted a bag of $50,000 in cash from undercover FBI agents posing as business contractors. And allegedly, he suggested that he could help them get federal contracts if Trump were returned to office. So the FBI agents, you know how that goes. You've seen it on every TV movie ever, you know. But they were, they go into a motel room. They talk to him a while, and they find out what he can do. And he says, yes, I'll do it. And they hand him the cash. And the minute they hand him the cash, then they arrest him. Well, he didn't get arrested. He just got investigated. And then once Trump came into power, that investigation was just closed. He said there wasn't enough evidence of his wrongdoing. Usually these FBI guys are wired up. They have video. So where's the video files on Tom Homan? Are they in the same face? In the same vault as the one with the Epstein files? Probably. Yeah. Anyway. Will he ever be prosecuted? Or will he be removed from his role? Because now it's come out and there's a scandal. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, no, he's not going to get investigated. You know, they've already made, here. They've already made the decision. They've looked at, Bondi, Patel, those guys, they've already made their decision, and they decided that Ace of Pentacles, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. There was some bribery going on, and he is he's one of them. So they're a little cult. Yep, they smoothed it all over, and Nine of Wands, they put it all to bed. Put it all away. Nothing going on for him. He's not going to be prosecuted unless some new evidence comes out, or they get some pressure from the media or Congress or internally. There's not a huge legal basis, I don't think, to remove him solely based on a closed investigation. So I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, good old Tom, you got off. You picked the right administration to hang out with. Your good old boy network kept you safe. Okay, I promise that later on I actually have a good news story. but not yet. Hey, you know, I just got a hit as like a big, like that. It's like the earth rumbling, rolling, earthquake in. I'm thinking in California, not these little ones. The California gets earthquakes all the time. This is a big one, a big roller, not a quick shake. I'm feeling more towards Southern California, but I can't be sure of that. But I just, my whole body just went woo like that. Watch out for that. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, here's a question. It isn't a question. It's just something I found funny. So, can we see it? Can we get it closer? Let's see if we can get it bigger. Maximize. Anyway, I'll get up close so I can read it then. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay. So here are IQ score levels. Now, did you see where AOC and Trump are exchanging jabs about he's calling her a low IQ person and she's saying, I'll take an IQ test, not AOC, but Jasmine Crockett. I'll take a IQ test against you any day, and come on, they're doing this jabbing thing. So I thought I'd go look up IQ scores and see what they actually meant. So the IQ score levels and what they mean. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. 70 and below is extremely low intellectual disability, significant cognitive challenges, difficulty with academics and independent living, and they often require support in daily life. Someone with an IQ of 71 to 84 is below average and really quite borderline. They're slower than average in learning and problem solving, and they struggle with abstract concepts or academic settings, and they are often capable, though, of independent living if they've got some support. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these. 85 to 115 is average. That's what most people are. 116 to 129 is above average or high. 130 to 144 is gifted. 145 to 159 is highly gifted. 160 to 179 is exceptionally gifted. And 180 and above is profoundly gifted, extremely rare, fewer than 1 in a million, exceptional reasoning and abstract thought, and historically linked with groundbreaking contributions. Okay, so what happened this week? This just tickles me. Oh, I'm sorry. They found Trump's IQ documents from when he went to school. Trump IQ test results discovered in former NYMA employee's closet. The results, 73. The results of an IQ test that President Donald Trump allegedly took during the first year at his New York Military Academy have been discovered in a file box in a closet in Brooklyn. According to the test results, Trump's IQ is 73. And these were documents that were discovered by William Askew Jr., who was the son of the school counselor at the New York Military Academy from 55 to 85. He didn't administer the tests, but he was in charge of collecting them. I don't think this should be news to anybody, said Askew. This guy's clearly a total moron. I'm sorry. It just got me. Remember, 73. Let's go back. What was 73? 73 was below average and borderline, slower than average in learning and problem solving, struggles with abstract concepts or on academic settings, often capable of independent living with some support. I'm sorry. Is that rude? I'm going to pull one card. I'm just going to pull one card on this, and I just want to see what the cards have to say about this. 73. Unexpected gift. Yeah, that was an unexpected gift. It made me feel good anyway. And I don't fault people with whatever their IQ is. I've known people in every range of IQ, and IQ doesn't necessarily mean you're smart either, but it tends to look at your critical thinking skills, and I think that actual 73 is pretty close to Trump's critical thinking skills. So it just confirms what we all already knew. Anyway, just something I thought maybe you'd like to know. Let's go on. Oh, here's the story. And I'm not going to read this. I'm going to read this. Okay. In Miami, let's see, wait a minute. A Miami Herald report indicates that about 800 detainees no longer appeared in ICE's online database as of late August, and another 450 did not have a location, but rather the message, "Call ICE for details." Hundreds of people detained at Alligator Alcatraz Immigration Processing Center west of Miami, Florida, appear to have vanished. They have disappeared from the Immigration and Customs Enforcement online database, and their lawyers and their families have been unable to locate them, according to immigrant advocacy groups. When searching for people that were detained there, the ICE locator now says, "Call the Florida Department of Corrections for details." Sorry. Will these men be found? Now, I'm trying to remember the girl's name on Substack that showed this data so that I could send you to her. And of course, I didn't, but I will link it in the description below. her name is, I got it. Her name is Dre Dossier, Dossier, IER, on Substack, and go listen to her entire video. It is really, really scary. But what she showed was 12 thermal anomalies consistent with industrial waste processing. What this means was 7 miles from the detention center, which was right there by the box, there's this red blob. And what that is an incinerator. And that incinerator was processing industrial waste over 11 hours. It was only 7 miles from Alligator Alcatraz, and it coincided with multiple hospitalizations and proximity to a major brain-computer interface trial site. Now, what is that? That is Elon Musk's Neuralink, which is supposed to be a site which is supposed to be ready by 2031, where he's implanting a chip into people's brain, and he needs volunteers to get this chip put in their brain so they make sure that it works right. I don't know. What are they going to do? Are they going to play video games out their eyeballs? Are they going to turn us all into robots so we do exactly what they tell us to do? This sounds like a really bad idea to me. Anyway, what happened? So there were a whole group of men that were sent to the hospital on August 2nd and 3rd. Okay. And the hospital is beyond this site. It's Miami, and it's more miles away than that. And on the 5th, these incinerators start going. So what are they incinerating? Are they incinerating medical waste? Are they incinerating, well, what? Garbage? I mean, they have garbage supply trucks that come in, so wouldn't be that. So what's going on out there? That's what I'm going to ask. Now, on this one, I'm using my own deck. I'll take this down. I'm using my own deck. This is the Prophecy Papers deck, my oracle cards. And I want to find out what happened to those over 1,000 men that are missing from the database. They're just not there anymore. Were they sent somewhere? Where are the men from Alligator Alcatraz? Why is the government not telling us where these men have gone? Where are the men? Now, Alligator Alcatraz was supposed to have been shut down. There was a lawsuit by the, I can't remember how to pronounce it, Native American tribe there, but a judge didn't overturn it, but did put a stay on it so they could stay open, at least until it's been appealed. So they were able to, rather than get rid of shut this down and all the people be sent to other places, they were allowed to keep it open. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, wow. 2 of them just jumped right out. Okay, first one that jumped out, unforeseen outcome. There's something going on. We had no idea. We had no idea what was going on there. You know, we keep saying we're in Nazi America. Please let it not be what we think. Okay. Yeah, there's things going on, shifts on the horizon. Things are going on there. Steady progress. We're making progress into finding out what happened. I think Congress is up on it. There's some money involved, financial gift. These men have been forgotten, except by their families. Their families are really upset trying to get hold of them. They're beside themselves. Truth emerges. Something's going on with these guys. Fair with their friends. Somebody's going to be a whistleblower on this. Someone who was there is going to be a whistleblower on this. So watch for the whistleblower. The whistleblower is going to bring some truth and help these families find out where their forgotten people were taken or what happened to them. Yeah, they're gonna find some of them. So some of them are gonna be restored to the database, but not all of them. This is the one that bothers me, the unforeseen outcome. Ay, ay, ay. People, what is our country turning into? Heavy. I really encourage you to go watch the entire program by Dre Dossier on Substack. I will link that below. She's not making any conclusions out there, but she is just connecting the dots. And I think it's important that we connect dots and hold this administration accountable for the things they're doing and they're not doing. If this is just data that they've lost on these guys, then they need to do better. If they've actually deported these gentlemen, then they need to let the families know that. These men have lawyers, and their lawyers don't know where they are. I'm going to ask one more question. Where are they? Where are the men? Oops. Ask for support. Believe in the impossible. And free yourself. So I think there's not any help coming from these gentlemen. For these gentlemen, they're wherever they are, we can't get to them. Wow. Okay. Gotta blow all that bad energy away. And I will bring my feel-good story to the front so that all of this horrible stuff that happened over the past week, that energy will disappear. I will tell you about what's going on next week because there are a whole lot of things happening next week. So come back next Sunday and watch my channel and we'll try to get you that information. And I'm going to leave you with this. So please like, share, and subscribe if I was helpful or informative to you at all. And I do personal readings. So if you would like a personal reading, please contact me at my email, mysteriousthingstarot@gmail.com. And here we go. I'm just going to end with this. See ya. Bye-bye.
Couple of weeks, and so I would like to offer you some.
Here we go.
There has been such terrible, divisive rhetoric on the internet within the last couple of weeks, and so I would like to offer you something good that happened to me. I do private shows, and I had a friend that asked me if I would play at their 25th anniversary party. I said, yes, absolutely. There were 3 bands, and I was second. I got there, and the first band was playing, and everything was going great, but then their neighbors next door started having a band come and set up in their yard. And the 2 people that were throwing this party came up to me and they were so stressed. They were like, oh my God, we didn't know the neighbor was throwing a quinceañera for their daughter. They had tried to communicate with them, but the parents didn't speak that good of English. They're like, Irene, we don't know what to do. We've paid all of these bands. Can you help us? Because I do speak Spanish. I lived in Central America for a couple of years. And there's this big chain link fence in between the 2 yards. So I cross through the fence and I go talk to the dad and the mom. They're like, yes, we want to make this work. We're so sorry. We didn't know, but here, have some tacos. They start making me a plate of food. The other band and I decided to go 2 songs, and we were going to pass it back and forth to each other. So I started out, played some Fleetwood Mac. It was awesome. And when I finished, the Mexican band started cheering for me. And then they played their 2 songs. And when they were done, I started cheering for them. And the crowd on my side of the fence started cheering for them. And this went on and on for 2 hours. We would cheer for each other when we finished our 2 songs. When it was their last song, I said, hey, do you guys know any songs in Spanish that I could sing with you? And they were like, do you know Shania Twain? You're Still the One. Mother? Absolutely. He leaned in and he was like, are you going to sing it in the United States or are you going to cross the border? So I crossed the border, the fence, and then I went over and we sang Shania Twain together. My side of the fence ended up coming over. We took this big group picture together. That is what we need more of in this country. Truly. What we need are people that love and believe in themselves so much that they start believing in their neighbor. That they cross borders and fences and language barriers to believe in each other and hold these human experiences where we can appreciate and love the fact that we are human, that we are mothers and fathers and daughters and sons and friends, and we're all experiencing the same things in life, birthdays and anniversaries, and someone gets cancer or someone's dying, someone's grieving, someone is loving, someone is enjoying life. Like, these things are what make us human. We need more of that. Keep that spirit alive, you guys.
Till next time. Bye-bye.